What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're coming to you from Langkawi, Malaysia. We're going to show you the best things to do. Let's do it. That's right, everybody. We're going to go all across this island and show you 25 things to do in Langkawi. And now here we are at the Langkawi Cable Car, going up to the top of that mountain right there. Now this Langkawi Cable Car takes you up to the sky bridge in one of these sky cabs. It does close for yearly maintenance, so be sure to make sure there's availability for this sky cab. At the bottom is the Sky Dome, but once you get up there, you see the Eagle's Nest. The ticket price is 45 Malaysian ringgit just to go up there and back, which comes out to around $10. But you can actually get a bundle package, which includes the Eagle's Nest, which you can see right here. Now the Eagle's Nest, once you get up there, is another sky bridge and Eagle's Nest viewpoints. So you get 360-degree views looking all around this highest point in Langkawi. I put this at the beginning because I feel like this is the most epic thing you'll do on Langkawi. Now down below they also have the Oriental Village. This is kind of like a theme park area where you can hang out. So down below they have something to do, up above they have something to do, which basically means you can spend half a day to maybe even a full day kind of exploring around this part of Langkawi. Now it's important to point out that something else I'll be showing you later in the video is also equally as amazing. It's the geological park, so do stay tuned as we continue to show you around Langkawi. The 3D art museum down here around the Oriental Village is also a popular place for tourists and guests. That's around 38 Malaysian ringgit, which comes out to around $8.50 or $9 depending on the exchange rate at the time. So really a good price, but this is a place for the kids to go, also families, and have some fun with some 3D art. Next up, here we are at the Kilim Geoforest. Now out here you're going to have a variety of different options to do on one of these boat tours. Prices do vary. If you're going to go out on a boat by yourself or with a group, it's going to be the same price. So you're basically purchasing the guide with the boat. I believe the prices start around $200 to $250 for one of the premier packages. I personally went on the tour that started at the Bat Cave. Now the Bat Cave is mostly a mix of a cave system with mangroves. You go around here, you also see some monkeys. They tell you to be careful with the monkeys. So anyone who's ever dealt with monkeys knows monkeys are not always the most friendly. They're not going to bother you, but if you have something they want like food or water, be careful. Another thing to point out about the Bat Cave here is depending on the tide, it's going to be up or down, so that could impact your experience here. Obviously, if it's raining or if there's heavy weather, I probably wouldn't want to come out here. So come out on a day when it's really sunny. And there was a look at those monkeys. But once you finish going through the cave system, then you end up getting back on the boat and doing the full boat tour. So the boat tour takes you around a lot of the east part of this side of the island here. And it is quite impressive because this is an island with these mangroves and this swamp kind of area. It really reminds me a bit of PP Islands, but it's quite unique. It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site here, so it's completely protected, and that's what's cool about the fact that they've protected this area and you can only come tour it. There's not going to be any hotels or anything around here, so they're really doing a great job of preserving this really cool place here on Earth. So what we did on the boat tour, which included 5 different destinations, from the Bat Cave, we ended up over here at the Crocodile Cave. Now the Crocodile Cave surprised me because not only do you go to this cave that looks like a crocodile, but you can actually go underneath it and then you end up in a whole nother river system like a bayou or a swamp area. And when we came out the other side, we saw lots of wildlife in this area, including snakes, lizards, and birds, of course. Some of the famous birds that we saw here was the hornbill. I did see quite a few different hornbills, especially up in the mountains, as well as this here pit viper. But as you guys know, Langkawi is actually Eagle Island. That's what it translates from Malay to English, Eagle Island, because of the reddish colored hawk or eagle that's famous here. They also have a larger white eagle, and you can actually feed them. What we do is we put some chicken in the water, and then the eagles come down and they grab it with their talons. So it's really cool to see these birds up close, where the island gets its name, Langkawi. And if you watch the footage closely, you can see the reddish brown eagle as well as the larger white eagle. Now you do this towards the end of your tour. You can opt out of it if you don't want to do it, but seeing these eagles up close, you can hear their wings as they're coming in. Really a cool experience. And then from here, you actually go to the fish farm. Now at the fish farm, you can see a variety of different fish, including stingrays and crabs, lobsters, and some of them you can actually eat and touch, but not all of them you can touch, like the grouper and some of the other fish. But here's a look at the horseshoe crab. Now this is a blue-blooded animal, so that's kind of interesting, right? But I actually ended up getting a lobster, and they prepare it right there for you at the lobster farm. So if you wanted to do something like that, you might pay premium pricing, so be sure to pay attention to the weight, but it's fresh right out of the fish farm here. I believe there's two different ways they prepare it. I went with the barbecue version of the lobster. From here, you go out into the open ocean. Now, around the Langkawi main island, there's about 99 islands here in this region known as Langkawi, west of Kedah. So lots of islands out here, and you can see those islands out here in the open ocean when you go on this tour. It makes you really want to explore all of these different islands. So if you love island hopping, Langkawi's got 99 of them. The tour length was around 3 hours. Now here we are at Maha Tower. This here is a large tower. It's brand new. They have two different observation decks. You can go up to the level 18 Sky Lounge, where they have 360 degrees looking around the Andaman Sea, or you can go all the way up to the sky deck on level 33. Now, if you wanted a ticket to do both, the price would be around 78 Malaysian ringgit, but if you go up during sunset, the price goes up to around 90 Malaysian ringgit. If you're Malaysian, you do save money. Also, there is a discount for children, about half the price. This is something you'd want to do probably in the middle of the day, because when it's hot outside, you go in here, it's an AC, it's a nice luxurious environment, and you can actually do your sunset at Legenda Langkawi, which is this beautiful park. You'll notice in the evening times, lots of people are out here exercising, doing jogging, running around. Really a nice park right along the waterfront, so I'd say it's a good place to go for the sunset. So Maha Tower just before this, save some money, and then go to Legenda. And you can also check out the Eagle statue, another great place to get the sunset views. It's currently under renovation. When I was there in July 2024, it should be done quite soon, so hopefully when you get there it'll be ready to go. But this big beautiful eagle statue, obviously where Langkawi gets its name. Now we're at the waterfall Telaga Tujuh, and there's going to be two different separate areas that you'll want to check out while you're here. The hike is uphill, so it's a bit difficult going up to the very top where the ponds are, but if you go to the actual waterfall, it's a little bit easier hike. But either way, it's a beautiful waterfall and a hike. You're probably going to want to go out here. I actually saw hornbill birds when I was here. If you don't know what a hornbill is, it's a very large bird with a unique looking horn, kind of like a toucan, but a bit shorter. And actually, if you go up the waterfall a bit, that's where I actually saw the birds. This is the natural pools. They have a little bit of a slide rock area. I saw people sliding down the rocks. It just depends on if it's raining or not. So pay attention to the weather. I would say it's probably going to be a little bit slippery and tricky to be up here during a heavy rainstorm. So you would definitely want to watch the weather forecast for that. There is a sidewalk and a road, also stairs that go up there. It's just going up that hill can be a bit tiring. Now here we are at Tanjung Beach. This is actually considered one of the more famous beaches on the island. It's actually closer to the geological park. So Tanjung Beach, they have a Langkawi sign. They have some other cool stuff. Great place to get a picture, really, during the sunset. There is another beach that I'm going to be showing you here in a moment, but Langkawi's not really known for its beaches or swimming, but if there was any beaches, it would be on the west side of the island. And as you can see right here, this here is a look at that I Love Langkawi sign. Now here we are at Splash Out Langkawi Waterpark. This is a great place to go for families. Adults are 75 ringgit per person, and children are around 40 ringgit per person. And another thing to do is night markets. These food night markets, great place to try out some of the local cuisine. Most of these are going to be over on the west side of the island. Although if you go onto Google Maps, wherever you're at, and you just type in a night market, you may see a weekend night market. But in this case, this was a weekday night market, and you can get everything from nasi goreng to ayam goreng. Just depends on what you're looking for. Just in case you're wondering, the word goreng means fried. Nasi means rice, so you can use those words to figure out what it is. And there's also plenty of fruits here. There's jackfruit, there's durian. In the summertime months around June, July, maybe May, that's really durian season. So people are always eating durian. You'll see those at almost all night markets. And just to expand on local food, I talked about nasi goreng, nasi lemak, and they've also got some soups that you can try. Obviously in Malaysia, they have a wide variety of foods depending on where you're at. Penang curry. You can also get Chinese influenced, Malay influenced satay. So really do indulge in the food even in Langkawi. Now here we are at Chenang Beach. This is probably the most popular beach you'll find in terms of swimming, people, nightlife activities. They do a lot of stuff down here. This is where you can go in the daytime and get a jet ski. Plenty of water sport activities going on right here at Chenang. And you know, I would say honestly, this is the absolute most popular beach on the island. Again, west side, gets the sunset views. They also do a lot of fire shows, which is really popular in this area of the Andaman Sea. Fire shows get going just about when the sun goes down, and then once it gets dark, they really pick up. So if you're someone who wants to see a fire show, they're usually free, and then what you do is you tip. They'll come around with a tip jar, and it's usually recommended that you at least put a few dollars in if you watch the show. You don't have to, but it is recommended. And then let's talk about the water sports. So you got the jet skis, you've got the parasails that you'll find in Phuket. They do it a little bit different down here, so it's different than Thailand in Malaysia, that's for sure. And then they also have banana boats, going out on a boat tour, sunset cruise. They have all those types of water sports, and people will come up to you and ask you if you want to do any of that stuff. Local vendors will. And then, of course, taking in a sunset every evening. Beautiful sunsets down here. If you guys enjoyed this one and you want to see more of Malaysia, we got Penang and Kuala Lumpur coming up next. So click on one of these links right here.